Hey guys, I'm Dimension Jumper and today I'll be reviewing Helium Heights, which was released back on the 7th of November, and it's a DLC level for Astro Bot. Now, this level, is like with a lot of the other levels, it's a sort of like small DLC level that you play along, and basically just is basically a sort of like a speed run type level, and also like with the other levels, you have the use of a particular power up. So with some of the others, you've got like the bulldog power up, where you can just like go forward like a missile. You've got the one with the frog gloves, which can let you hook onto stuff, that sort of thing. And with this one, you have the octopus power up, in that you can float or become a balloon for about a few seconds, and then you can either press a button to deflate yourself, or you'll deflate yourself over time. And this one is an interesting level because this kind of has elements. Well, all of the levels have elements of like platforming type stuff, but for this level, there are some elements of Fall Guys type of platforming, that sort of stuff. Because with Fall Guys, that game was all about trying to like avoid falling down and trying to avoid platforms that will lead you into bottomless pits, that sort of stuff. And that's kind of similar for me personally with Helium Heights, mainly because of the octopus power up, because of the way that you use it and how long it can be stayed for in effect. And yeah, I think it's really cool. And I think one of the cooler parts of the stage is about, I would say, the halfway stage, where you have to go across or avoid all of these like moving bars. And then you have to use the power up to your advantage to either float over some of the platforms, or go underneath some of the platforms, so you can be lifted up by some air to go to the next part of the stage. And yeah, I think with the octopus power up in particular, it's one of the harder power up to use. It's definitely easy to use, but I think when it comes to levels like Helium Heights, it does take a bit of practice before getting used to it. At least with some of the other levels, like the spring-loaded run, that's easy to use, or let it slide. With those two levels, the power-ups are very, very simple to use, and they don't really require a lot of processing. Well, a lot of the levels do require some sort of degree of how you can progress through the stage from beginning to end. But with Helium Heights, it's more about judging within the next few seconds, or how long the power up can last for. So yeah, and I think it's an interesting level. Out of all of them, it's not my personal favorite. I think it's a fun level, it's just not my favorite. So yeah, and now it's time for some gameplay. So for this level, Helium Heights, it kind of has that sort of Fall Guys aesthetic to it, in how you progress to the level, because Fall Guys is similar to Astro Bot in a similar sense, in that it's got that sort of platform-based element to it. And with Helium Heights, I say it's got like, a lot of cool, interesting ways or things to like try and progress to the level. As a whole, I'm not a huge fan of this level. I think that there's many to do with the power up, because of the way it's used, and I think as a whole it is the more difficult power up to use, because of how floaty it is, and it can be hard sometimes to find out where you're going to land as well. I'm not saying it shouldn't be in the game. I just think, as a whole, when compared to the other power-ups, it's not my personal favourite. It's a lot more harder to use and control and such sort of stuff. So yeah, but again, it's a power-up that you can learn to try and use over time, and just try and make sure like you don't fall into the bottomless pit, and try and time. I think it's all about this particular one. It's all about timing, I would say. So yeah, I think this level is all about timing when you're using the power up. So Yeah, but overall it's fine. It's a fun level. It's not my personal favourite, and yeah, it's okay. So yeah. So that's been it for the gameplay. Now it's going to go back to the review. So overall, Helium Heights is a little bit of an enjoyable level. It's, as I said before, it's not my personal favourite. I think out of all the power-ups to be used, I think the octopus power-up isn't my favourite. I think it's mainly just because it's not... It is useful in a lot of the levels that it's used in. I think a lot of the other ones that you use are a bit better and have a bit more use to them. Whereas with the octopus power-up, it's just... It's meh, I would say. And I think that's why I can describe the level. It's meh. It's not... It's fun. It's not fun. A lot of it is fun. It's not my personal favourite overall. And I think it has some enjoyment. I think you have to focus on really how to progress through the level and how to use the power-up to your advantage and stuff like that. And yeah, as a DLC level, it's alright. I think it's alright. So yeah. So that's been my review for the Helium Heights DLC level. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.